Okay, so when I was in basic at Fort Sill, I knew this guy. His name was Goboff, William Goboff. And he was one of the weirder people that I was ever in the army with. Like, this guy was like, he had this like red hair, right? Like this bright red hair. He had this weird voice, like kind of a creepy, weird voice. Like,
Hey, my name is Goboff.
he had kind of like, he talked like he was kind of retarded. Like, he had a little bit of a speech impediment. He had these kind of creepy eyes, and just everything about this guy was just kind of creepy and weird. Now, he was somewhat intelligent. He was actually pretty squared away as a soldier. I never saw him get in any trouble as an individual. And I'll assume he carried this on to his duty station and he was squared away there too. But he was just a fucking weirdo. And when I talked about Williams, how I was Williams' battle buddy, like we're responsible for each other being squared away. Well, at one point, Goboff was my battle buddy before Williams was, and Goboff was completely fucking useless because he didn't give a shit at all. I'm like, hey, can you help me with this?
Hey, you're a fucking grown man, right? You do it yourself.
And yeah, like, thanks a lot, Goboff. Big fucking help. Yeah, and this guy, I don't know, man. He had this really fucked up childhood. He like grew up in some weird ass group home in upstate New York, Glens Falls, New York. And one day, like, I don't know if I was complaining too much or whatever, but he goes,
Oh, you think you have it bad lately? You think you have it bad? How would you like it if you're fucking, when you're a kid, your mom take your cat and put it in the fucking microwave for no reason and make you listen to it scream?
I was like, okay, my mom's never put my cat in the microwave. You got me, Goboff. You've had a horrible life. I can't compete. Why would I try? And he was also kind of I guess you could call it, a little bit of a pathological liar. Like, this guy walked around saying he was like this black belt or whatever, this martial arts expert. And then he had a 700-pound punch. Like, he could throw a punch with 700 pounds of pressure.
It's like, I know martial arts. I got a 700-pound punch.
Thinking, like, no fucking way. No one could punch that hard. Like, bro, that's physically impossible. If you could punch that hard, your wrist would break on impact. Like, no way. Even if you hit like a heavy bag with gloves on, you break your own arm. No way. Bullshit. But he just kept on insisting he had a 700-pound punch. And this went from basic and it carried over into AIT. And he talked about this shit so much that it got back to one of our NCOs, Sergeant Conroy, not to mention some of our drill sergeants too. Now, Sergeant Conroy is a legit badass. And when he heard this, he's like, just like I said, no fucking way. This is physically impossible. He's like, I've been doing it. I weigh over 200 pounds. I'm really strong. I've been doing MMA for years. I could kick hard enough to break you in half. And my kick isn't even 700 pounds. A punch? No way. But Goboff just kept on talking shit, right? Even after that, about the 700-pound punch or whatever else. And finally, one morning at PT, our drill sergeants get so sick of it that they make him roll on the floor, just randomly roll on the ground outside, and just start saying all this random shit like that he's a cockroach. I swear to God, this really happened. Like, Goboff, I want you to roll on the fucking grass right now and say, I am a cockroach. What, door sergeant? Are you deaf? I said roll around on the ground and say, I'm a cockroach. Do it now.
I am a cockroach. I am a cockroach, drill sergeant.
Say it louder.
I am a fucking cockroach, drill sergeant.
And we're all standing there just laughing our asses off, right? Like, he actually did this. Fucking, I am a cockroach. It was great. Like I always say, you can't make this shit up. And I guess, like a lot of people, Goboff thought I was a shitbag and I wasn't even going to make it to the end of basic, let alone to Iraq or whatever.
And he goes, hey, Levy, if you're still alive in 4 years, fucking call me. Let me know you're still alive.
Yeah, sorry, I fucking sounds like an Asian guy, but when I do a retarded accent, it sounds the same as an Asian accent. Kind of like a mentally retarded version of Sergeant Kim. But yeah, that is the story of Goboff. The great William Goboff. What a guy. What a fucking guy.